Its ability to entertain tonight. A short track showdown in Nashville between father and son. Racing legend Bill Elliott, joined by reigning Cup Series champion, his son, Chase. If you can believe it, this is only the second time the two Elliots have raced against one another. The last time, it was 8 years ago at South Alabama Speedway. Bill said he remembered his son was behind him for 3/4 of that race, and then he just took off and raced to the finish. He won that race. The question here tonight is, what do they have in store now? Matt Yoakum is about to find out. Yoakum?
Lindsay, often generational time hinders special father-son moments in athletics. And as you mentioned, for the second, quite possibly final time, the Elliots will be sharing the pavement here in Nashville. So what do you hope to walk away with most, Chase, from this special family moment?
Just have fun. I mean, opportunities like this typically don't come in a lifetime, so I'm certainly not going to take it for granted. Just a huge thanks to Ray and Tony for having me. So glad this worked out. Thank you to the fans of Nashville. This place is packed, which I think is just amazing. So to me, checking 2 boxes this weekend with being able to race with Dad and pack out the Nashville Fairgrounds, I hope this is a sign of great things to come here. So I can't wait. Get me more excited, and hopefully put on a good race. We'll see.
So not only are they sharing the front row, sharing the pavement, Brad, they're going to try to make some special memories here tonight.
Oh, absolutely, Matt. Now, I'm here with Awesome Bill from Dawsonville in 1988. Whenever you flip that switch, the chill bumps came up on the guys around you. Tonight, the young man starting beside you happens to be your son. How special of a moment is this for you, Bill?
Oh, it's really cool, but, he's got the Napa know-how. and I got to figure out how to get my Goodyear car in front of that Napa know-how. But, man, it's been great. The SRX, Tony and Ray have been fantastic, and this has been so much fun to run. And man, look at this crowd here tonight. It is incredible.
Unbelievable.
I love it. Love every minute of it.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Bill. Have good luck to you. Yep.
Saturday night, under the lights, legends.
Who will take the checkered flag?
Here we go. Buckle up.
Let me introduce you to a brand new thing. No one gotta prove to. You're looking at the king. This life may choose you. So raise your wings. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Ooh, the brand new. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This is a brand new thing.
Welcome to the Camping World SRX Series. You could not ask for a better stage for our series finale than this. The Nashville Fairgrounds in the heart of Music City. The fans are packed. You can hear them behind me. It is so loud I can barely hear myself. This is the place where dreams are made, hearts are broken, and you better believe that we're going to see both of these things happen on this track tonight. Time now to get those engines fired. With the command to start engines, we turn to the mayor of Nashville, John Cooper.
Ready? Drivers, start your engines. Okay, great.
The engines are fired. It's time to get this thing started. One last time, let's send it up to our booth to Alan Bestwick and IndyCar driver James Hinchcliffe. Guys, we have seen fireworks these past 5 races, but everyone's saying this is the fastest track we will see so far. So what should we expect tonight?
Bigger fireworks? No, seriously. James, you got in one of the SRX cars this afternoon, ran some laps here. What is the challenge these drivers are facing on this speedway tonight?
Well, Lindsay said it. This is the fastest place that we've been. It's the bumpiest track that we've been to, but it's also the most abrasive. The pavement here, very rough, going to be hard on these Goodyear tires, so tire management is going to be key. Tire degradation is going to be high. The driver that takes care of those rear tires and keeps that drive off of 2 and 4 in these last 10 laps, they've got a pretty good shot at rolling into victory lane.
Race hard, but race smart will be the keys on the night. Now, the starting positions for heat race number 1, drawn at random. Tony Stewart drew the pole, Bill Elliott drew 4th. Tony made an executive decision as one of the series co-owners. He wanted Bill to start on the front row of this heat race next to his son Chase, so Tony drops back to 4th position in heat race number 1 as we go to the green flag. There's last week's winner and slinger Marco Andretti ready to go, and Ernie Francis Jr. lined up in the 6th position tonight. Tony Kanaan back with us. Haley Deegan also with us tonight. Elio Castroneves, Paul Tracy, Willie T. Ribbs, and Michael Waltrip, former winner here at Nashville some years ago in NASCAR Baby Grand Car, round out our field of superstars tonight. Now, this is the final race of the season. 3 drivers have a shot at the SRX Championship tonight. Tony Stewart in pretty commanding position. What can Ernie Francis Jr. do to try and change that destiny?
Well, let's find out. Hey, Ernie, it's Hinch up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
All right, bud, you come into the race the closest to Smoke in the championship points. Is the focus to get yourself the most points possible, or try and stop Smoke from getting as many points as he can? He is starting right in front of you.
Yeah, you know, my goal out here is just maximize my points. I can't control what the other guys do out there, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Beautiful day for racing out here. This place is packed. Awesome amount of fans out here. I can't wait to put on a show for them.
Well, either way, bud, you've had a great season, so have fun tonight and best of luck.
Thank you.
Ernie Francis Jr. lined up in row number 3 for the start. Look at this place. Its history goes way back to like 1901. Had NASCAR Cup races here for many years. The fans have packed the joint for this one. Same format as last week as far as the 12-minute timed heat races. The main event tonight, 77 laps. Cautions count until the final 7 laps, which must be run under green. The number 777, by the way, associated with Marty Robbins, country music great, who also raced here at this speedway. There are our celebrity crew chiefs and their assigned drivers for the night. Jeff Hammond, Tony Eury Jr. with us again. Todd Parrott also with us, and Ricky Turner has Chase Elliott, Marco Andretti, and Paul Tracy. More on Ricky in just a minute. So we're getting ready to go green. The 6th and final race of the Camping World SRX Series for its inaugural campaign. And this should be a really special night.
This is going to be a very special night for everyone involved. It's been such a fun championship to be a part of. All the drivers have loved it. All the fans have loved it. I know you and I have loved being a part of it. And we got one last show to do, one last race to watch. So let's gear up and get this thing going.
Bill Elliott in the purple and orange car, inside of his son Chase in the white Napa machine, ready for 12-minute heat race number 1. As the crowd comes to their feet, listen to the roar at Nashville. Leads lap number 1, Chase Elliott 2nd, Bobby Labonte 3rd, side by side Marco Andretti in black and Tony Stewart in orange for 4th.
It's great to see the side-by-side action as Marco just slips in front of Tony. Tony had to lift there, lost a bit of momentum, causes a 3 wide now into turn 3. Tony Kanaan on the bottom, Francis Jr. in the middle. That's what Ernie Francis Jr. wants to see. Tony Stewart going backwards and him going forward.
Wants to see him in the rearview mirror as Francis Jr., the closest guy to Stewart where the SRX Championship is concerned. Whoa, that was close off turn 2.
Again, Stewart trying to make the high line work. Ernie didn't know he was there. Stewart had to lift, didn't lose any spots that time. But in practice, remember guys, they're only getting about 10, 15 laps of practice in these cars. Now, Chase Elliott's used to that, but for the rest of these guys, that's pretty crazy. Trying to get that high line to work was not something he was doing in practice as you ride on board now with Tony Stewart chasing down that number 2 car. So Smoke being the first guy, you know, trying to be a little brave and see if he can make that that second lane work, and you can see him working. The Whoop.com heart rate 141. We're only on lap 2.
Just another day at the office for Tony Stewart. The visor cam going, the heartbeat going for everybody to see.
This is a very, very tricky racetrack to put the power down out of these corners. You can see Ernie Francis in front of us getting a little sideways, trying to get the power on. That's obviously going to punish these tires, and that's what's going to hurt him potentially later in these races.
So Ernie Francis Jr., the young 23-year-old from South Florida who has accomplished what he wanted to by being part of the SRX Series, 7-time Trans Am champion. But how many more people know who he is after these 6 weeks than did before? He's got a lot of phone calls coming as Tony Kanaan in the pink car looks inside of Marco Andretti briefly. A lot of phone calls coming, a lot of questions about his future. a lot of opportunity there.
For sure. For me, he's one of the coolest stories of this season. You can see in 15 starts, 8 top 5s, 4 podiums, obviously the win at Lucas Oil Raceway. But for me, you look at the drivers in this series, a lot of them are more experienced, maybe retired going that way. You can see Ernie's heart rate a little bit higher than Tony's, knowing he's right behind him.
That's what I was going to say. He's got Tony behind him.
But for me, to have this young driver, 23, he's still a legend. He's a superstar in the Trans Am Series at only 23. He's got himself to that, that point. But at the same time, he's now opened up some opportunities. Like you said, this is the one driver in the field that's got more races in front of him than behind him. Yeah. And it's great to see him performing so well against these guys, and hopefully some opportunities coming up from him.
So Bill Elliott at the head of the pack. Yes, he's been in the purple car for all of the races so far. The purple car wasn't behaving up to the other cars. Remember, Ray Evernham and his SRX team prepare equal cars across. Well, Bill's car in the testing today kind of wasn't up to that full song, so they took what had been the orange test car, slapped some purple on it. That's what Bill's racing tonight.
And Bill's racing it very well. He's got a half a second lead over his son, reigning NASCAR champion Chase Elliott, who's now under pressure from Bobby Labonte trying to make the high side work coming off of turn 2.
So you got Francis and Stewart still going at it, yellow and orange. That's for 6th and 7th. Was there a close call here a minute ago?
Oh,
wow.
Great save from both of those drivers. Not the first time we've seen Ernie Francis Jr. have to have an amazing save. He's done it a few times. And look, he barely loses, 2 feet to the car in front. Smoke does a great job, too, as he tries to make it work now into 3.
Yeah, now Ernie knows he's there.
Now Ernie definitely knows he's there. This is going to be a nice drag race coming down the front straight. The fans are already fist pumping, hands waving in the air, and he's going to make that pass stick.
Absolutely. Remember, no spotters for the drivers in SRX racing. No guy on top of the grandstand with a radio telling you somebody's looking inside, that kind of thing. You see the nice wave from Tony saying to Ernie, got him, thanks, and sorry about that before. We're not sorry, one of the two.
It's interesting. We don't have the banking here. As we look at the comparison of Ernie Francis Jr. and Tony Stewart, both heart rates up a little bit from what we saw before. Great stuff there from the whoops on these drivers. But, last week at Slinger, very high bank track. Here, Nashville, 18 degrees of banking. Maybe not as easy to run that high line, but you see this is such a fast racetrack that when a driver does have to check up for a reason, coming off of 2, coming off of 4, you lose that momentum, and it's really easy to get freight trained and lose a spot or 2 if you misjudge a pass. As we see Bobby Labonte really working hard on Chase Elliott. His father Bill pulls out another couple car length lead here.
It's Chase in the white car with the Napa decorations. Bobby Labonte in the teal car. Bobby has run 1 race here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway before. He won it. He's 1 for 1 here.
And who called that race?
I did.
There you go.
So when I walked into the racetrack, Bobby was one of the first people I saw. He said, hey, I ran 1 race here. I won it. You called it. Let's do that again tonight. I'm game.
There you go. And you can see this onboard telemetry here with Bobby Labonte there watching the throttle and the brake. Very fascinating to see the difference between last week at Slinger. Tony Stewart has also cleared Tony Kanaan on the high side for 1 and 2. Nice pass there.
Matt Yoakum has more on TK, Tony Kanaan.
Tony Kanaan was complaining about his car just lacking forward grip on corner exit. You saw Stewart make the pass. Now a great opportunity for him to change up his line on entry. Also see what Stewart is doing, trying to pick up the handling in that car.
Caution flag is out. This is our SRX green flag lap limit, or as I prefer, the fun flag. Halfway through heat race number 1. We're going to bunch him up, get a restart. The 2 Elliotts will be side by side for it when we come back to Music City.
Camping World is here to fuel your outdoor adventures. From the hottest outdoor gear and equipment to just released brand new RVs, we have everything you need to kick off your outdoor adventure at our over 175 locations nationwide. Right now, you can drive away in a new RV for as little as $5 a day and save up to 40% off RV and outdoor gear. Head into your local Camping World or visit us online at campingworld.com today.
So ashamed I overpaid for this used car. I've decided to go undercover.
Remember,
If you don't see me, you're not seeing the most accurate price. Shop at Carfax. You won't have to overpay on a used car again. Shop millions of great deals at the all-new Carfax.com.
Okay, we're not going to ask for discounts on floor models, demos, or displays. Shopping malls can be a big trigger for young homeowners turning into their parents.
You ever think about the storage operation a place like this must rely on?
No.
They just sell candles and they're making overhead. You know what kind of fish those are?
No.
Don't be coy. Koi fish.
It can be overwhelming. Think a second. Have we seen this shirt before?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
But you know what? I'm still gonna get it.
Get up, get moving, and gradually reduce grays the easiest way. Just step into the shower with Control GX, the first and only shampoo that blends away a little gray with every wash for a subtle, natural look. Control GX from Just for Men.
I'm Norm.
I'm Saz.
And we live in Columbia, Missouri. We do consulting, but we also write.
We take care of ourselves constantly. It's important. We walk 3 to 5 times a week, a couple miles at a time.
We've both been taking Prevagen for a little more than 11 years now. After about 30 days of taking it, we noticed clarity that we didn't notice before.
It's still helping me. I still notice a difference.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Heat race number 1 here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, a little under 3.5 minutes to go. And you look at the crowd here. Largest crowd they've had since the 1970s at this racetrack. So fabulous to see.
Just awesome to see when we first got here today. People already pouring in at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. And these stands have been packed just waiting for this race.
Sellout of this storied old facility tonight. And just the enthusiasm as we walked around the grounds, even from this morning when the test laps began at 11:15 local time, the people were here already.
Yeah, the fence line was packed.
Oh, it's been great.
Taking pictures, getting autographs, just great.
All right, going green this time by. Here is a little audio captured from Tony Stewart's car.
We're okay so far here, bud. Just, damn Marco, I don't know. He didn't give me any room on the exit of 2, and then Kanan got under Ernie there. He pushed me up too, so just trying to survive the first heat here.
Tony lined up in 5th position as the Elliots side by side on the front row for the restart.
Bill gets a nice jump. Labonte maybe having a little look there, but Chase Elliott's going to try to hold that high line, maintain 2nd position. Maybe even get a wheel in on his dad here. Side by side down the back straight for the lead. Elliott on Elliott.
Chase outside in white, Bill down low in purple and orange, and the fans all on their feet screaming.
Both guys letting up the rear tires coming off. Chase is going to get that lap, but Bill's not giving up yet. It's the first lap he hasn't led yet tonight, and they are still side by side.
And I guarantee you, the smiles under both of those full-face helmets go from ear to ear.
Just such a cool opportunity getting the bang doors with your dad. Look at that down the front straight. This is great. On board with Chase now, still having to work that high line. Dad not giving up, but he's got some good momentum if he can get the power down here. A big bump off of turn 2 where the tunnel is, goes under the racetrack. Really upsets these cars, makes it really tough to get the power down, especially up in that 2nd lane. So Chase definitely not on the preferred line, but he is hustling this thing to make it work.
And Bill will clear Chase off of turn number 2. Less than a minute to go, heat race number 1. Bill Elliott led one single lap in SRX racing in the 5 prior events. He's been out in front for all but just a bit of this heat race.
Bobby Labonte is still just hounding the back of Chase Elliott. Was maybe looking for one of those guys to make a stronger move that he could follow them through on, but he's looking after his car. He knows there's still another 12-minute heat race. Trying to maybe look on the inside now, coming off of 4. Can he get the power down there? Chase totally sideways coming off. It's great to see how much these drivers are working and how hard it is to drive these cars quickly around this racetrack because of how easy it is to light up those rear tires.
Yeah, this is a challenging night ahead for these drivers for sure. Elliott, Labonte, Andretti. Next time, white flag, and it'll be the final lap of heat race number 1. On board with Chase Elliott, the visor cam. Labonte with a look to his inside.
Really heads up from Chase. Knew he was there. Gave him enough room, but only just. Better run off of 4 for Chase, but they are going to be side by side into 1 here on the white flag lap.
Bill Elliott out front. Chase Elliott, Bobby Labonte racing for second. Chase clears. Bill, does he have enough to make a last corner lunge at Dad for a checkered flag? Here comes Labonte down low. Bill Elliott wins our first heat. Chase Elliott is second. Bobby Labonte is third. Our wheels up winner, Bill Elliott, showing us he's still plenty awesome.
Here are your results from Heat 1. Bill Elliott right in front of his son Chase, followed by Bobby Labonte. There's a lot that people here in Nashville love besides music. In fact, Nashvillians are crazy about their car culture, and sometimes those two worlds collide.
Enjoying the racing tonight? Well, I bet you are. Now, many of you may know me as one half of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group, Hall & Oates. And of course, my passion is music. But what you probably didn't know is my other passion is driving fast. I've driven at racetracks all over the world in just about every type of car. Now, I've called Nashville home for the past 12 years, and while you may know it as Music City, the heartbeat of Nashville has music and racing in its veins. The SRX Racing Series has been all about great drivers, great racing, and great tracks. From the Stafford Motor Speedway to right here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. This track is holy ground. And this car, this 1939 Chevy Coupe, is a piece of history that started it all when she took the first ever checkered flag at the newly paved Fairgrounds track way back in 1958. But there's more story to tell. Nice car. Hey, Smoke, hop in, man. Let's go for a ride.
Oh, I can't wait to see more of that. Later on, Smoke and Oates take us to the ultimate stage where cars and music and the stars are waiting. John Oates is also our Wheels Up ambassador tonight. There he was. This is earlier today. He hopped in that race car. He said he had such a blast out there. You know, he spends as much time with engines as he does in the studio. Those are his words, in fact. Tomorrow on CBS, our day starts at 1 Eastern with the PGA of America special. Then at 2, Major League Fishing features 40 of the world's best anglers competing in bass fishing's biggest event. Then at 3 o'clock the afternoon, concluding on the court with Big 3 basketball. That's all coming up tomorrow on CBS. Time now to get it back up to the booth. Alan?
All right, Linz, here with James Hinchcliffe. We've inverted the finishing order of heat race number 1 and ready for the start of heat race number 2.
You know, the last time the Elliots ran together, they were 1st and 4th. That one going to Chase. This time they were 1st and 2nd. That one going to Bill. They're 1 each, so it's going to be interesting to see as this night goes on how that tally goes between the two of them.
As your bud Connor Daly. Yeah. We didn't know we needed it in our life, but we're here for it. You betcha, pal.
$1 million Bill Elliott.
Yeah, that's another one, yes. All right, so Willie T. Ribbs and Michael Waltrip on the front row of this one. Haley Deegan, Elio Castroneves in row 2, Paul Tracy, and Ernie Francis Jr. in row 3 as we get the green flag on heat race number 2.
Nice early start from the front row, 3 wide into turn 3, but it's Michael Waltrip using the outside lane to his advantage to lead the first lap of heat number 2 here.
Michael, very much looking forward to coming to this racetrack and racing. A lot of family members here tonight, including big brother Daryl, who won like 67 races here over the course of his career.
Was that all?
That's all.
Just the 67, huh?
Yeah. Michael himself a winner here at this racetrack. It was in a NASCAR Baby Grand race. It was back in 1984. And the nice, cool, calm, and collected Michael Waltrip with his whoop.com beats per minute heart rate.
Yeah, that's a Tony Stewart number right there. That's not an Ernie Francis number. He's cool and calm, like you said, but he's got a little bit of a car lead. Got shrunk down by Elliott Castroneves now running second.
Elliott in red, then Ernie Francis Jr. in the yellow car, looking to make some moves. Paul Tracy running fourth in lime green, with Haley Deegan right behind him in the Patriotic car this week in fifth.
You know, Elliott's really impressed me for this entire championship. Not a lot of stock car experience. In fact, I don't think any. Certainly no oval experience. Slight touch there between Ernie Francis and Castroneves coming off the floor. But every track we've come to, he's really just caught up to speed so quickly. And here's a replay. Tony Kanaan, Tony Stewart, Marco Andretti try to come down low as Kanaan closes the door. Great save from Marco Andretti. This is a different incident. Bill Elliott down low, ribs on the outside, stuck in the 3 wide. He's the meat in that sandwich, and that's not somewhere you want to be coming off of that corner.
Bounced around a little bit. Elliott Castroneves now as we go back up front in the red car, looking for the lead on Michael Waltrip. Whoa, front end of Michael's car, really nervous when he gassed it up in the middle of the corner.
And look at, you see the tail end of Castroneves' car just swinging back and forth as he's trying to get on the power. These cars are big, they're soft, there's lots of horsepower. You can see how hard it is to get that power down to the ground, but a great run by Elliott as Tony Stewart now looking down the inside of Haley Deegan in turn 3. Great racing the back half of this field right now as Castroneves pulls out a bit of a lead.
Remember the drivers that started in the back of this heat race fighting to get as far forward as they can for better starting positions in the main event that comes up in a little while.
And the one thing these guys know is they only have 9 minutes left on these tires.
Yeah.
They can hurt these ones now. They're going to get 4 fresh tires for the start of the main, so you can really lean on these things now and try to make up as much ground as you can, as Bobby Labonte now uses Deegan from getting past her after getting checked up there when she was passed by Tony Stewart.
That'll be 6th place now for Labonte, 5th place for Stewart, and Deegan back now to 7th. Look at some of the bigger movers since the start of the race. Bobby Labonte on the roll.
You know, I spoke to Bobby after practice, and he said this is really going to be a tire management race. It's going to be so easy to burn off these rear tires and then struggle with bike coming off of these corners late in the race. So he's always had the mentality of coming a little bit slower and really building up to it, not having to attack too early, too hard.
Bobby is a strategic driver. He's a thinking driver. He will keep in mind what it takes to get to the finish of not just this heat race, but the main event tonight. And then he said to us, we were both standing outside as he came walking in the tunnel from where the drivers are parked. He said, I just have to not overthink it tonight.
Right. And he's doing a good job right now. Smart. He had a good run on Tony Stewart there, but not quite enough to make a run. So he cracked out of the throttle, made sure he stayed in line, didn't try to attempt to pass. That was probably a low percentage move. So like you say, he's really thinking this one through.
Toward the back, Chase Elliott by Haley Deegan. Marco Andretti is running in 11th spot, and up front, Elliott Castroneves is putting some distance on Ernie Francis Jr., who's just taken 2nd from Michael Waltrip. Talking to Elliott today about his experience racing in the SRX series, and he said, and I'll try to imitate the enthusiasm in his voice, but
hard to do.
I'm so happy I did this. It has been such fun. I've learned new things that I'm sure can help me elsewhere in my racing.
And that's just it. That's what's so great about this sport. Every time you drive something on a racetrack, especially if it's something outside your comfort zone, something you've never really run before, you are going to learn. Every single driver is a lifelong learner. You can't know it all in this sport. As we look at Elliott Castroneves running up front at 158 beats per minute, and the caution flag flies here with 7 minutes to go in heat number 2.
There is our SRX green flag lap limit for heat race number 2. Or the fun flag.
I still like fun flag better.
I do too. So bunch them up, and we'll get a restart with Castroneves and Ernie Francis Jr. side by side. We're halfway through heat race number 2 on a hot Saturday night in Music City. Castroneves leading, and they've been mixing it up back in the back. Is that a little Hall & Oates? Oh yeah, I like it.
Our passion for protecting vehicles started in 1934. And we've been pushing the limits of performance ever since. We innovate with the times and have the right filters to fit your needs. It's a trust we don't take lightly. Yeah, we've been around the block, but our journey is just beginning. Fran, for the road ahead.
Hi, Verizon launched the first 5G network, and now we want to be the first to give everyone the joy of 5G by giving every customer a new 5G phone on us. Old customers, new customers, families, businesses, in-laws, law firms. Every customer, new 5G phones when you trade in your old ones. And if you're not a customer, we'll help cover the cost to switch. Just ask Wanda. She's been with us since now. Upgrade your phone, upgrade your network.
Feeling sluggish or weighed down? It could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best. Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil psyllium fiber gels to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. It also helps lower cholesterol and slows sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. So you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil. Support your daily digestive health. And try Metamucil Fiber Thins. A great tasting and easy way to start your day.
Need better sleep? Try Nature's Bounty Sleep 3, a unique tri-layer supplement that calms you, helps you fall asleep faster, and stay asleep longer. Great sleep comes naturally with Sleep 3, only from Nature's Bounty.
They used to call me Sir Sauce back in the day.
I knew he was going to claim
Sir
that.
Sauce
a
lot. You know.
Will is the
sauciest guy they know. Well, when I used to date your auntie, she said I was
Ooh.
saucy.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger. You a saucy cat, man.
Back live at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway on a Saturday night. Corey LaJoy, NASCAR driver, looking in. Yeah, 1998. Did some of those races here. Packed house, great racing. I'm with you there, Corey. Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news. Tony Stewart has clinched the inaugural SRX Series Championship through his performances through the first heat race and part of this second. So congratulations, Smoke. He said you only get one chance to be the first at something, and he wanted to be the first SRX champion. He's done it tonight.
You know, I asked him if he clinched the championship, if he was going to take this championship-winning car and put it into his collection like he's done for so many of his great cars. And he said, hey, that's a good idea. And then Ray Evernham said, no, don't take my cars. That's more work for me.
All right, Smoke lined up fifth for this restart. Castroneves in red, Francis Jr. in yellow, green flag, Elliott with a good jump. Oh, three wide, Marco Andretti at the back, forcing his way inside of Chase Elliott. Black and white cars there, bottom of the screen.
You see both of them sideways coming off the corner, side by side here. We gave Marco the nickname Slinger after last weekend's race. So he's slinging this thing now side by side with Haley Deegan across the start-finish line.
He is in a hurry, make up some ground.
He only has 3 minutes left to do it, so while he's battling back there, we see Tony Stewart trying to get on the outside of Michael Waltrip, but it is all Elliott Castroneves out front. A half-second gap to Ernie Francis Jr. in second place.
You're talking about Nashville, and Lindsay's talking earlier about music and the car culture here in Nashville. 3 big races in this city this summer. This is the second of them. They had a NASCAR race on the Super Speedway outside of town a few weeks ago. And in a couple of weeks, the IndyCar Series is going to run on a street course downtown. Elliott doing some promotional work for that this weekend while he's here. The race circuit goes across a bridge across the river. He was excited about that.
Something we're excited about.
Yeah.
My wife's a little nervous about it, but other than that, it's going pretty well. We're going to take a quick look at the battle between Chase Elliott and Marco Andretti. Chase kind of returning the favor here coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, he did.
Little bit of contact, but nothing untoward. And you can see again Marco's car. We're on board with it now. Watch this camera as the back just sort of fishtails a tiny bit. You can hear the throttle, the RPMs going up as he's trying to get that power down. The wheel spin just kicking in there. Just a huge challenge for these guys right now.
And they're still at it off turn number 2.
Chase is not done yet.
No. So we'll keep an eye on that. Andretti in 9th, Chase Elliott in 10th.
Riding on board with Marco Andretti, looking at the back of Michael Waltrip, who's running in 8th position. I mean, Andretti holding his own here. He's got a Cup champion behind him, but he knows how to do this. He's got a new confidence after last week's performance. Old Slinger Andretti here.
Yeah, I talked to Marco about what's next. He said, I don't know. Whatever it is, it'll be fun. And we look ahead at the Andretti car from Chase Elliott's visor cam. Elliott Castroneves with a sizable lead on Ernie Francis Jr., Matt.
And he can bank a little bit of this to the experience of the legend Rick Mears, who always stressed to Elliott, entry of the corner always dictates the exit. He changed how he entered the corner, made it much straighter, really helped that balance of the race car, which was extremely free. The back end wanted to come out. Now it's much better. He's pulled out to about a second over Ernie Francis once again. Looking good.
Yeah.
Max Pappas, who runs obviously MPI, which we did a feature on last week, the steering wheels and all these race cars, he was telling me that one of the pieces of advice he was given when he first started racing stock cars that he then passed on to Elliott Castroneves was in is for show, out is for go. So that's the key here, is all about getting off these corners for these passes. As we look at the battle between Paul Tracy, Tony Stewart, and Bobby Labonte, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now on track.
Yep. Bill Elliott behind them, then Tony Kanaan. So the clock going to run out on heat race number 2. Leader Elliott Castroneves will get the white flag when he comes back, and we'll have 1 lap to go. Little handful of steering wheel there.
And just a fraction of opposite lock, having to correct the steering as the rear end slides coming off the corner. And coming off this corner, Elliott Castroneves is getting the white flag on heat number 2.
Elio has a heat race win in SRX competition this year. Did it out at Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis, 4th of July weekend. He's going to pick up another one, provided he gets through these final couple of corners okay.
Don't think that's going to be a problem for the 4-time Indy 500 champion, taking his 2nd heat win of the Camping World SRX season over Ernie Francis Jr.
Watch the race here for 4th. Labonte just holds on over Tony Stewart, actually passes Tony Stewart off that final corner. So that was a good one. By the way, Elio has had difficulty sometimes interpreting the flags without the spotter to help him, so he's not taking any chance that the race is over until he comes back around.
Right.
Just saying. He said that in a joking way in a driver's meeting, so. Our Wheels Up Heat Race 2 winner is Elio Castroneves. He likes to hold up 4 fingers these days, and with good reason, the 4-time Indy 500 champ.
It's a Superstar Saturday night, the Camping World SRX Series. Heat 2 is in the books. Let's give you a look here at the results of this one. Elio Castroneves getting another heat win. Bobby Labonte there, don't sleep on him, up to 4th after a strong finish as well in Heat 1. Right now, though, we're going down to Matt Yoakum, who's standing by with our heat winner, Matt.
And add another heat win to Elio Castroneves' racing resume. Working out in South Florida, it's paid off for tonight.
I tell you that, man. It's so hot inside. It's burning my feet, and I sound like Mike Waltrip. My butt hurt, it's so sweaty, and my feet is like burning. It's unbelievable, but car is so loose. I'm like, please let me concentrate. But let me tell you, great job. Let's see position we're going to start. This seems to be a tire management. We're able to manage a little bit. It's going to be a tough one out there.
Now he's got to chase that feature win. Brad, Lindsay.
Yes, he does, and you better believe he's going to go after it. Well, this track, they've been racing here for 100 years, but they haven't had a crowd like they have tonight since 1970. Here's more at the track, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Nashville, it's iconic. It's known for its history. The who's who of auto racing has been here. I think it's on the bucket list of a majority of race fans in the country. This is a home for stock cars, you could say, one of the oldest racetracks in America, continuously operating since 1904, so our 117th season of racing.
It's about as historical as Churchill Downs would be for horse racing or Wrigley Field for baseball. This was where the best of the best raced.
I refer to this place as like the University of NASCAR Nashville campus. This is a great training ground for any kind of racer. Cuckoo and Sterling Marlin, Bobby Hamilton, Jeff Green, Darrell Waltrip, Dave Sisko. A lot of guys that raced here locally went on to become champions. Dale Earnhardt sent his son over here in the mid-90s. He said, you know, if you can go win at Nashville, you can win anywhere.
It's very challenging for the drivers, but a 5/8, we're on the bigger side. You can really hone your skills in here racing on the 5/8 mile.
And everything happens so fast that it dials up the intensity 2 or 3 notches. A lot of these people, it means absolutely everything to them. Their parents have been coming here, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, their great-great-grandparents have been coming here. This place holds the hearts of a lot of people.
This place has bred so many superstars, so for it to be the championship race on the SRX Tour, I think is a perfect fit.
There won't be one driver in the field that dislikes this place. It's really going to put a lot of talent that these guys have to the test.
Yes, a great place indeed. Time now to go to Brad. Brad, what are these guys working on?
Well, I'm down here with the man, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, who absolutely checked out on them boys in that first heat, Bill. They loosened your car up a little bit. That's what you wanted. Tell us what you're working with.
Well, I'm just trying to get a little bit more drive up off. I feel like this is going to be a 77-lap run to the end, and I just feel like you need all the drive you can get. I felt like I was turning the center well enough, but just need that drive. And I hope I don't go too far, but, man, I'm loving every minute of it.
This shades of 1988, Bill, when you went out there and just put it on them boys.
I'd like to. I'll tell you what, this is a tough group, but I'm having a ball, man.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Lindsay, Bill's having a good time.
Yes, he is. We all are here. The fans are going crazy, by the way. That's because Nashville Fairgrounds is an iconic place here in Music City. But there are a lot of places actually in this town where cars, music, and performances really intersect. Here's part 2 of Smokin' Oats.
Hey, Tony, welcome to Music City and the historic Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
Thanks, man. We are so excited to have our season finale for the SRX series here. This is a big honor for us.
It's amazing to think that this track dates all the way back to 1904, one of the oldest tracks still operating in America.
To know the history of all the great drivers that have been here, from Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton, Jeff Green, Sterling Marlin. I mean, you've had some of the greats here.
And can't forget about a racing legend and a music legend, the great Marty Robbins, Grammy Award-winning musician, guy who drove on this track. And you know what? If we're going to talk about Marty Robbins, let's go somewhere special. Well, Tony, here we are, man. This is hallowed ground. This is the place where Marty Robbins would finish racing at the fairgrounds and rush over here so he could get on that stage and play for the fans. That's pretty incredible, huh?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that I can think of that was able to do both in motorsports and then come over to the Opry and be a country star like that.
There's all these amazing stories about that incredible, iconic purple and gold car, 777. And how he had a drop-dead time where he had to stop racing in order to get to the Grand Ole Opry to perform. I mean, do you believe it?
I've heard a story about that. Back in 1966, Marty and Cuckoo Marlin were fighting for the lead, and Cuckoo spun out and had to go to the back, and they finished the race, and they waved Cuckoo Marlin to victory lane, and he's like, I didn't win the race. I'd never passed Marty. And what Cuckoo didn't know is that Marty got to his drop-dead time that he knew he had to leave the racetrack to get to the auditorium on time. To leave a race like that, I mean, that's something that's hard for a driver to do when you're leaving a race.
Imagine.
That's how dedicated he was.
Amazing period of time for music and racing.
Yeah, and to have somebody that was so good at both of them. And Marty wasn't a professional race car driver, but he ran 35 Cup races. Right. He finished in the top 10 6 times, and even ran 5th at Michigan. So he did a damn good job behind the wheel of a race car.
Tony, check this out. This is a serious piece of history.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, to think about how far racing technology has come, but this is so cool to see Marty's name, the music notes on the helmet, just a cool piece of racing history and music history as well.
And to be preserved in the Grand Ole Opry archives is just very special.
Well, it was. Now it's going to be preserved. If I can get out of here with it under my arm.
Wait a minute.
I wonder how many races Robbins would have won if he didn't have to leave the track to go to the Opry. Brad Doherty is with us here. Brad, who do you have?
I'm here with Michael Waltrip. Michael, man, look, you still look like a bullfrog riding a June bug trying to drive this race car, but man, I'm giving you credit. You're hanging tough. Don't tell me how bad you feel. I can see how bad you feel. Tell me something good.
Give me that microphone and get your big ass in this car, and we'll swap roles. And I believe that would be the happiest I've been. I love driving a car. And I'm going to tell you somebody that's really upset right now, DW. He told me everything to do. He said, do what I said, and you will win this race. And I feel like a monkey in a June bug or whatever all that you said. I'm just frustrated, so loose. There's a football involved, too.
I understand, Michael. Hey, keep putting on a show, bro. Lindsey, back to you. Matt, I'm sorry. Come to you, Matt.
Brad, I don't know what he said or what direction he was going, but he was certainly going somewhere, Michael Waltrip. Always funny. Chase Elliott, you won a crown jewel race here, the All-American 400 in the early 2000s. So going for another one. You've got some work to do back here.
I know, man. I've been struggling, but just man, what a ball racing with Dad there for the lead. I mean, we were both really getting after it, and he was leaning on me, and I was trying to lean on him. It was fun. Those are moments that I'll remember forever. So just having a blast. Great crowd. Crowd's been excited. I'm not sure what else we could ask for on a Saturday night in Nashville.
So a lot of guys are complaining about heat with the race car because they're running mufflers here tonight. Your first time in this car. I saw the guys doing a lot of work underneath. What changes did they make?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make a bunch here and just see if we can make it better. I was just super free and really hurt the right rear tire that whole run and just never could give it a break. So we're gonna go to work on it. Ricky's gonna take a couple guesses and hopefully we land in the right spot.
Led a bunch of laps back in 2013. He hopes to walk away with another big trophy here tonight.
Thanks, Joachim. It's awesome to hear him talking about racing his dad. One thing that you find in common with drivers from this series, but also any series out there, is the respect they pay to their hometowns, the people who shaped and molded them. Such is true for Bill Elliott. In fact, he's got his hometown in his nickname, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
I think this is a great tribute to our family and the history and the legacy of what racing meant to us in this community. I think people really don't realize what this whole North Georgia brought to the racing world in general. There is so much history in here, and I come in here and I look around and I have all the things, and it blows me away. Check out that gas price right there, 16 cents a gallon. It goes way back, way back. Well, this is kind of the Elliott family room. We've got a lot of my early trophies, a lot of the stuff from throughout the era here. This is probably one of my most favorite cars. This is a car that sat on a pole, ran 210 at Daytona in 1987 and won the race, and it was probably one of my best cars. I did the majority of the work on this thing, and I can tell you every nut, bolt, screw, where it went, how it went. So I was very attached to this car. And then over here is the car that I won my first cup race in, which was at Riverside back in '83. Great memory, great race, put it all together. That's me getting out in victory lane that particular day. From winning your first race at Riverside to winning your first Daytona, to winning racetracks that you struggle at, to winning the Winston Million, to winning the championship. Even coming back with Ray and winning at Indy in 2002. All that becomes a part of shaping you and your career. I can't look back on one thing that really say, hey, this is the top of the list. They're all so special. It's very gratifying for me just to be a part of what this whole area has done for racing within itself. So it's pretty incredible.
It has been so cool to have Bill Elliott as a part of this series. We're going to send it now to Brad, who is with a creator of this series, Tony Stewart. Brad?
Yeah, Tony, 8-9 months ago, this was kind of just a thought. 6 weeks later, here you are, the 2021 SRX champion. Give us some thoughts.
That's awesome. I mean, back when IROC was still going on, I was fortunate enough to win the last IROC championship. So to win the last IROC championship and the first SRX one presented by Camping World, it's a cool feeling. I mean, Jay Signori's here, and that's the icing on the cake of tonight's having Jay here to be a part of it. And man, this is one of these nights where being the fastest guy being fastest probably isn't going to win you the race, but the guy that figures out how to save their tires tonight's going to win you the deal. So I'm glad we got the point thing out of the way after the 2 heat races, and now we can just go race these guys and have fun now.
Hey, I got my popcorn and a cold soft drink. Go out there and put on a show for us.
Thanks for rubbing that in. We don't have anything cold in here, but it is hot in here.
All right, Lindsey, it's hot, but there's smoke also.
It's hot for a champion. Everything that he sets out to do turns into something decent. We said that at the start of this series, you were going to see things you've never seen before. That also goes for the technology SRX has premiered in prime time. We are ready to go racing on a Superstar Saturday night like you have never seen.
The Superstar racing experience is green.
SRX, where racing and entertainment collide.
What are they doing out there? Oh my God!
We've got so many cool cameras on the car and drones. We're not going to miss a moment of it.
This might be a first in motorsports, too. We're going to get Tony Stewart on the radio here. Hey, Smoke, it's Hitch up in the booth. You got me, bud?
I'm about to give your little brother here an education.
You've seen some augmented reality on sports television. That's the first time you've ever seen it from a moving car.
You stuck a camera in your foot box to watch what your feet are doing.
Whoop has got us hooked up with the driver's heart rates.
You can tell he's a bit fired up.
This is the third race that he takes me out. He's going to get it.
You can see now from our onboard telemetry, full throttle through the straightaways.
Final lap, checkered flag. Who's the winner?
What a finish. That's what this is all about. This was a great race.
The 2021 London E-Prix shifts into high gear next Saturday on CBS Sports Network as 24 drivers hit the iconic streets in an electric wheel-to-wheel battle, followed by the conclusion Sunday at 1 Eastern right here on CBS. We've got so much coming. The main event right here from Nashville Fairgrounds. When we come back, the Camping World SRX Series Superstar Saturday night. Stay with us. You don't want to miss what's coming up next. Camping World wants to show you how to travel this summer. Tomorrow, as another boy goes home, the Islanders deal with the fallout and try to secure their relationships. Everybody needs that, but for some, things get serious. Catch a new Love Island, that's tomorrow at 9/8 Central, or stream anytime on CBS. We got a love out here on the track tonight, right? Alan Bestwick and James Hinchcliffe, what are you guys looking for in this main event?
I think some of the folks out there have a love-hate relationship maybe at this point in our 6-race series, but we're ready to go for our main event. Average finish of the 2 heat races puts Bill Elliott on pole position with Bobby Labonte outside of him. As you look at how they'll line up for our 77-lap main, James has the radio microphone in his hand. What you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that Chase and his dad have now had 3 races together. So far, it's 2-1 for Bill. So this is only going to give Chase an opportunity to tie it up. So let's see if we can get him and see how he feels about his chances.
Okay.
Hey, Chase, it's Hitch up in the booth. You got a copy?
Not sure, but I think it was about 60-something there. I kind of had to quit looking at it. Copy.
Well, that's him talking to his crew chief, so we're going to try and give him another chance here. Hey, Chase, it's Hinch up in the booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, man, you got me?
Yeah, but loud and clear. All right, so by my math, you took the first race against your dad, but in the last 2 heats, he's got you, man. That's 2-1 for Dad there. You think you can try and even this up today?
Well, come on now. The heat, that's not the main event. This is the one that counts. So we'll see where we stack up here in a few minutes.
We got to be pretty proud of the old guy getting the thing to start on pole, but you think you can get there with him?
I hope so, man. I had such a blast racing with him there in that heat race. I mean, we were really going at it. That was something I'll remember forever. But yeah, man, I'm proud of him. That's as aggressive as I've seen him in years. So I don't know what's fired him up tonight, but I hope he can finish it off.
Absolutely, but best of luck. Hopefully we have a nice father-son race to the flag here at the end. Have a good one.
Yeah, man, y'all enjoy. Thanks for watching.
We know what fired him up. He's racing against his son. Bragging rights is what fired Bill up. Progressive race analysis. Bill Elliott, Elio Castroneves winning our 2 heat races tonight. The Elliots combined to lead all 25 laps in Heat 1, and Bobby Labonte, the only driver to finish top 4 in both heats tonight. And that's him in that teal car on the outside of the front row for our main event.
He told me he thought he had a good shot at this one because you could be, a little more cautious like we've talked about. Taking care of those tires is what was going to do it, but we've got 77 laps to go. There's still a lot of racing, a lot of time for people to figure out what to do and try to get their cars up to the front.
Look at that scene. One to go is the signal. At the start-finish line, sellout crowd here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway tonight. So great to see. What an atmosphere it's been all day long, and this is what they have come to see. The superstars of the Camping World SRX Series square off for bragging rights and the winner's trophy.
Bill Elliott hurt his hand in a crash at Eldora. He came back. He could have walked away, but he came back with a sling on his hand. He said, look, I don't want to give this up. I'm having too much fun. So not only is he's back, and he's better than ever, winning that first heat, starting on pole for this final. This is going to be fun.
Fans on their feet, here they come to the green flag of the main event in Nashville. Bill Elliott leads lap 1 back in traffic. Chase Elliott had a little moment off of the corner, but managed to get it clear. He's lined up 4th now behind Ernie Francis Jr. Castroneves right behind him in red.
Bill Elliott adding a couple more lead laps to the count here, but he does not have the breathing room he had in the heat race. Bobby Labonte all over the back of that car, and a great run for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Great race shaping up here as Castroneves looks on the outside of Chase Elliott.
Oh, got squeezed. Don't think Chase saw he was there. A little bounce off the wall for Castroneves in the red car. He has not been afraid to try that outside line. Look at him coming right back after it again.
Man, he lost a lot of momentum at a lot of track distance there, but man, that was a really good comeback as we see the replay. Chase coming off the corner, doesn't know he's there. Nice little whack for Elliott. That's not nothing, but Elliott's still completely committed to turn 3, sent it in there full bore and closed that gap right away, and he is still trying to work the outside of Chase Elliott in the 94 car.
So that is for 4th and 5th positions, while Chase Elliott looks around Ernie Francis Jr. just ahead. There's Castroneves pulling up alongside of Chase Elliott. As we see the augmented reality, they're on the backstretch in turn 3 now.
And you can see that position switch from 5th to 4th because he got around Chase. And this is great. I love watching the throttle application, the brake application here. It's not a very heavy brake zone into the corner because these corners are so fast. A lot easier to get to full throttle than some of the other tracks we've been to so far in the SRX series. But Elliott making that high line work and seems very comfortable in his car right now.
Castroneves had a brief peek to the outside of Ernie Francis Jr. off of turn number 2. There you'll see the yellow car come up to his inside. Oh, 4 times giving it a ride tonight here in Nashville.
He sure is, and one of the things I love about what he's doing is working that high line. Usually when you're running that second lane, you don't work your tires quite as hard. When you force that other driver on the inside to stay low, they've got to put a bit more steering wheel in it. That wears the fronts. They've got to squeeze the throttle a little more gently, try to control the rear tires coming off. That burns the rears off as he completes that pass. So not only is he making moves and going quickly, he's probably taking care of the tires a little better than some of these guys he's forcing down onto the low lane.
Well, got the wrinkles on the left front fender and the right rear fender, but moving forward is Celio Castroneves, Matt.
David Stremme and Kenny Schrader have done an impressive job, not only as test drivers, but also as driver coaches. At Slinger, Stremme sat down with Elio Castroneves, used their cell phones to share trade secrets. Remember, Elio always stout in the IndyCar on the short tracks, but now racing with Fenders, just trying to help him, give him different ideas of how to set up other cars and complete the passes.
You know, I haven't made a Days of Thunder reference in a little while, and that looked a lot like the sugar packet scene. But I'm glad that they were using cell phones on a table and not, you know. Anyway, you know the movie.
Yeah, I was sitting there saying you haven't made a Days of Thunder reference since last broadcast.
Correct.
You're good for one a race.
One a race.
That's good. I like it.
Now it's out of the way.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, there'll be more. Brummins Racing will come back sometime, and specially matched set of tires. Oh, contact Chase Elliott and Ernie Francis Jr. just behind that group. There they are, side by side for 4th. Chase used the bump on the back of the yellow car of Francis Jr. to get him up onto the lane in 1 and 2.
Get himself into the top 4 there as Father Bill still leads by 3 car lengths over Elio Castroneves. Just a little bit of touch in there. You can see all the damage on the side of the bodywork of these cars. It's almost like hieroglyphics telling a story of all the battles that they've had on track. And we're still only 13 laps into this race. There's still lots of battling to go.
There's going to be a race for the lead here in front of this, too, in another lap or so as Castroneves continues to move forward. He's going to have a look to the outside of Bill Elliott, sailing it off into one. Bill's going to take the high line away. Kind of a common driver tactic, right? See where they're racing, take their line away.
Yeah, what lane do they want? Cool, I'll have that one. Even if it's not the one that you want for your car to go better, if you take away the preferred lane for the driver behind you, it might just slow down their progress a little bit. So Bill playing a couple little games here, but also all these other drivers are seeing the kind of pace that Elliott's going to be running up there, and they're going to try to make that line work as well, because definitely that outside lane is rolling right now.
Heart rates between Bill Elliott and Elio Castroneves. These drivers are working hard. You've heard some of them talk about the heat in the cars. It is a steaming day here in Music City.
You know, I talked to a lot of these guys after the race last weekend in Slinger. Very physical because the track was so short, no time to rest. The corners were high banked. So even though it's a little bit faster here, lower banks, lower Gs, longer straightaways, less physical, but the heat is the huge, huge issue right now. Very hot in these race cars.
Chase Elliott in white to the outside of Bobby Labonte in the teal car, and he'll sail right on by for third place.
And he cleared him easily and convincingly there. That second lane is really starting to come in. Elio has set a trend for how this race, I think, is going to go.
Just file away the thinking Bobby Labonte too.
Yes.
We're only at lap 17 of 77 in our main event. Tony Stewart inside of Ernie Francis Jr. That is for 5th and 6th positions for side-by-side in the pack. He's been pretty open to talking to us about under any circumstances. What do you think about now?
Yeah, let's let him get through the back straight onto the front straight here and see if he doesn't mind having a little bit of a chat. Hey, champ, it's Hinch up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Now, when we spoke to you during the break, you said this wasn't necessarily a race about the fastest car, but probably about the smartest driver taking care of their equipment. So, I don't know, by my calculation, that takes out about half the field right there. What do you think?
Well, I'm driving this big old purple chunky dishwasher here and trying to do the best I can at taking care of these tires right now. Chase is doing a good job. Bobby's doing a good job. There's a bunch of guys not doing a good job already.
All right, well, don't get too comfortable now that you got the championship locked up. Let's see some fireworks, man. Get out there and get after it.
Yeah, copy that. We'll try to be smart here, and we got a lot of laps here, so just try to log some, take care of the tires. Good track position right now.
Tony Stewart running 5th with Tony Kanaan coming up behind him. Up front, still Castroneves, now looking to find a way under Bill Elliott, as the crafty former Cup champion and NASCAR Hall of Famer saw Elio using that outside line to his advantage and took that one away and slowed his forward progress. There are Stewart in orange, Kanaan in pink, and Francis Jr. in yellow. 5th, 6th, and 7th positions. Talking to TK earlier today, you know, another driver like Castroneves that this is so foreign to. Not driving an open wheel Indy car, but driving a full fendered chassis on an oval track like this. Said, well, how's your experience been? He said, I've had a ball. It's been a blast. If they'd asked me to come back next year, I'd do it in a minute.
I think if they asked him to come back tomorrow, he would do it in a minute.
Yeah.
Every single one of these drivers has just raved about the time they've had driving in this series. And it's so funny, you know, we sort of mentioned it earlier, the lack of practice that you get when you come to these races. Elio's getting close there to Bill.
He bumped Bill off turn 2.
He's down on the bottom now, trying to get the run. Now Elliott trying to make that low line work now that Bill Elliott's moved up a lane on the racetrack. Doesn't seem to have quite the rolling speed through the corner, quite the drive off that he did when he was running in that second lane. But if he wants to find a way by, he's going to have to do it because Bill has staked his claim up there in lane 2.
Not quite. And yellow flag waves. This is our SRX green flag lap limit. The fun flag out with Bill Elliott and Elio Castroneves fighting for the lead. When'd you ever think you'd hear that? But you're hearing it tonight in Nashville. Bill Elliott and Elio Castroneves 1 and 2, and trading some paint in Music City.
Up here, Success depends on the choices you make. But I know I've got this. And when it comes to controlling his type 2 diabetes, my dad's got this too.
With the right choices, you have it in you to control your A1C, and once-weekly Trulicity may help. Most people taking Trulicity reached an A1C under 7%, and it starts lowering blood sugar from the first dose by helping your body release the insulin it's already making. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Show your world what's truly inside. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
The Camping World SRX Series in Nashville, Tennessee tonight at Fairgrounds Speedway, under caution in our main event with Bill Elliott leading Elio Castroneves. Tomorrow on CBS, it's game time in the Big Brother house. Who'll risk it all and who'll walk away with a big win? It's a new Big Brother tomorrow on CBS. Now, at the fastest track of the 6 that the Camping World SRX Series has run this year, 65-year-old Bill Elliott is out in front, showing him the way after a heat race win earlier. We heard all about Bill's hometown of Dawsonville, Georgia, a bit earlier. Those Daytona 500 wins were just incredibly impressive. And of course, Bill, a NASCAR Hall of Famer, and was telling me a story earlier about racing here at Nashville. And he was looking back on YouTube at some video of one of the Cup races he ran here back in 1984, and it brought up a memory of Harry Melling, who Benny Parsons introduced Bill Elliott to, and Mr. Melling sponsored Bill's car. You saw Melling on the side of that championship car in the museum. And Bill said seeing that video and being here tonight made him think of Harry Melling and how much that he meant to Elliott's Hall of Fame career. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
You talk a lot about how the drivers have simulators at home and they use that as a tool to get up to speed for whatever facility they're going to. Chase has one at his home. His dad, Bill, tried to borrow it, dialed up the late model type car for here at Nashville. He says, Matt, I was junk. The reason? I couldn't feel anything. It's just a generational thing, he says. I know it works for others, but for us old guys, we got to have the feel.
It was funny when Bill was telling that story. He said, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you didn't kind of grow up using simulators, playing video games, they can be hard to adapt to. I'll give them that.
Well, Bill has had to work very hard to keep the lead in this one. Elio Castroneves with the big charge up through the pack to get the second place. So he'll be to the outside of Elliott for the restart. Then Chase Elliott right behind Dad for the restart. Bobby Labonte on the outside of row number 2.
I like what Bobby's doing, kind of just being calm, watching, being patient. And Elio, we saw earlier, really liked that high line. So starting second here might actually be exactly what he wants as we head down into turn 1 here.
Here they come to the restart with a little less than half of our distance completed in the main event tonight. Chase Elliott will clear Elio Castroneves and take second.
Great jump from Bill on the inside line. Gave Chase the opportunity to follow him through and clear Elio. Elio didn't look like he had quite the grip in his tires to use that high line on that opening lap, but he's going to stay up there and try to make it come in. Tony Stewart's now working right on his bumper. This might be going awry a little bit for Elio.
It was close.
See in the back there, Paul Tracy in 17 making the high line work.
And the lime green car will wiggle there off turn number 4, and he has to back away from Tony Kanaan. You know, PT has came into the series with his reputation for aggressive, no quarter given racing, and he's worn the villain's hat well throughout our series, including when he showed up in Indianapolis and got out of the car and had the handcuffs on and the police car escorted him to driver introductions. He's enjoyed his time here.
Yeah, we were talking beforehand about maybe bringing back that old wrestling mask he pulled out when he was the villain in the Champ Car days. But
yeah,
let's check in with Paul and see how he's liking his time so far in this race. Hey, PT, it's Hinch upstairs. You got a copy? We'll give him one more shot here. I know he's focused hard. Hey, Paul, it's Hinch up in the booth. Can you hear me?
10-4, I hear you.
All right, bud, you seem to be running pretty well so far. 7th place. It's all about taking care of tires. How are yours hanging on?
A little bit snug in the center, and I'm just really protecting the rear coming off, and it's not snap over here. So I'm just feeling like a minute right now, brother.
Well, it sounds like you're having fun, bud. We're having fun watching. Keep up the great work.
Looking at the Whoop Live heart rate on Paul Tracy. He is working hard behind the wheel of that machine tonight here at Nashville.
He definitely is. And when you're in these situations, like we talked about the heat, when the core temp of your body goes up, the heart rate goes up, there's just no way to stop it. And so obviously, you know, Paul was joking after Slinger, you know, like I said, a little bit more physical, that he had a marine layer that was making it a little bit harder for him, and the heat was a little bit harder for him.
This was Tony Stewart passing Elio Castroneves for 3rd place while we were talking to PT.
It's almost like Tony knows what he's doing around here.
Almost. And might also be like Elio has maybe burned a little bit too much tire in the early going, because now he's under challenge from Bobby Labonte right behind Tony Stewart. And up front, Chase is catching Bill.
He has chased him down, so to speak. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Pun intended.
I'm sorry.
I left it there for you. You're welcome.
Terrible. Teed it up. But yeah, I mean, you can see he's not having to correct too much coming off the corners. That means he's being very patient on that throttle pedal, trying not to light up those tires. Bill's still kind of liking that wider entry into turn 1 and then cutting down a little bit to try and be straight off the corners and get that nice run off. This is good little battle shaping up here.
Just has to be so much fun for the both of them. Chase, a former winner at this racetrack. They had a great late model stock car race here for many years called the All-American 400. And Chase has good memories of racing here in Nashville. And one of the reasons he wanted to be here tonight, besides racing his dad Bill and a chance to do that, was to support this racetrack and its efforts to return to prominence in American auto racing. You look at the crowd tonight, you look at the superstars that are here racing, and you know Nashville is where it's at tonight. Talking about Chase Elliott and Bill Elliott. Chase, of course, last year's NASCAR Cup champion. I asked Bill, what was harder, when you drove to a championship or watching your son try to win a championship? He said, oh, by far, watching Chase. He said in the last season-ending race last November in Phoenix, he said, I couldn't even stay in the room. I left the room, and my wife Cindy had to tell me what was going on because I couldn't bear to sit there and watch it.
Got to be an interesting feeling for a dad being in that position for sure.
It's got to be an interesting one to be a son in this position, looking to pass dad, huh, Matt?
Many times in other sports, Alan, you know, fathers and sons can still compete. They can compare clubs in golf or grips, but in racing, so many times, there's a big generational gap between types of race cars. And Chase told me that was the most special part about getting a chance to race his dad tonight, because so many people compare their styles, but he said it's apples to oranges. Now he can see exactly how close his approach is to how his dad races.
He's getting a good look at it right now, for sure.
He really is. This is so cool to watch. You know, growing up, obviously, going around racetracks with my dad, we never raced against each other, but we raced together in an endurance race once, and I know that was one of the most special memories that I've got from my career, and watching this father-son battle happen at the front, no less. You know, they're not just both on track, they're both running together, and they're both running for the lead here. This is very, very cool to watch. .30 laps to go in our main event.
Tony Stewart is 1.8 seconds back of the Elliots in first and second. And he's got about a 3/4 of a second gap on Elio Castroneves and Bobby Labonte, who are nose to tail in fourth and fifth. A little look-see off turn 4 for Chase Elliott on Bill.
And the same in Bobby Labonte on Elio Castroneves. He's going to make that move stick for fourth as we go back to the race for the lead. Chase is getting just the fractionally better run off of 2, but it's just not quite enough. Bill like that second lane in 3 and 4. It opens the door up on the bottom for Chase, but just so hard to put the power down when you're running tight off the corner like that. Chase just in his wheel track, stalking and waiting for the perfect moment. Maybe a little mistake if Bill overdrives it a little bit going in, but no, the yellow flag is going to come out.
Yep,
Give Bill a second to catch his breath.
This is the SRX green flag lap limit, so caution flag number 2 of our main event. And give Bill a chance to not just catch his breath, but say, hey.
and the fact that it's a lap limit one shows you these guys are behaving really well. It's not been contact caution, it's been fun flags.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far here tonight in Music City. And we're not done yet.
Riders, wanderers on the road of life. The journey is why they ride. When the road is all you need, there is no destination.
I'm actually just going to get a nice coffee.
Well, she may have a destination this one time, but
usually... I usually have a destination.
Yeah, but most of the time her destination is...
Nope, just the coffee shop.
No matter why you ride, Progressive has you covered with protection starting at $79 a year.
'Cause she's a biker.
Please don't follow me.
This is so good.
Brittany Elizabeth Johnson, would you do me the...
No.
My dad told me you'd say no.
Kevin, how you gonna pay for that?
He won't have to. Kevin has Good Sam RV insurance, so he's covered. It's specialty RV insurance at a price that fits your budget, so you can focus on those wedding plans. Maybe not by a lake. Make every trip a good trip. Good Sam. Everything you need to have a good trip.
Race fans, together with Camping World, let's raise $1 million to battle food insecurity in our communities. Camping World will match all individual donations up to $500,000. Learn more at platingchange.com today. So great to have you with us tonight with the season finale of the Camping World SRX Series. We're at the storied Fairgrounds Speedway in Nashville, Tennessee, watching father and son, Bill Elliott and Chase Elliott, go at it for the lead. A little head-to-head career comparison. So Bill won the most popular driver award in NASCAR, which is fan voted 16 times. The reason he didn't win it more, he took his name out of it. He said, no more.
Really?
Don't put my name on the ballot anymore.
What a guy.
I'm blessed with my fans. That's enough. Well, Chase has picked up where Dad left off.
Because that's not just 3 times, that's 3 consecutive times if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Well, they have to be just having a blast tonight as they double up for the 1 to go, and Bill takes the outside lane for the restart.
Very interesting. He was definitely liking that little wider entry into turn 1 and 2. So we'll see if Chase can do it. He was making that bottom lane work pretty well, so this is going to be an exciting restart.
Well, for Chase Elliott, tomorrow he goes back to his day job.
Yeah.
Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series up at Loudon, New Hampshire. Bill Elliott, the last time he went to Victory Lane was in November 2003 at Rockingham. And every driver in this field from 2nd through 11th has won a race since that time. Somewhere in something. But of course, Bill at 65 years old, leading this one and coming to the green with his son Chase to his inside. And 24 to go.
Great jump on that outside lane from Bill Elliott. Bobby Labonte trying to follow him through now. Oh, he goes high. Potential 3 wide. Chase goes through to the lead and 3 wide behind him for 2nd place. Tony Stewart down on the inside, side by side with Kanaan and Bill Elliott behind them, but it's Chase Elliott out front now all by himself with a 3-car length lead as Stewart slots into 2nd.
Side by side, Castro, that's Kanaan in the pink car inside of Bill Elliott, excuse me. Castroneves is stacked up behind, a little trouble off turn 2, big knot of cars in a scramble. Everybody gets away okay. Marco Andretti passed about 4 of them and they're still at it. And caution is out. That is Willie T. Ribs in the aftermath of that, who had a spin around and has contacted, I think, the inside wall. So watch the knot here off turn 2.
Little 3 wide. Ernie Francis Jr. gets into the wall as the car slams back across. Everybody managed to keep it together, but Willie hit the brakes to try and avoid the accident. And the car just went around. On board with him here now. Yeah. It's so easy to do in these cars if you hit the brake a little too hard.
Yeah, straightaway's got some pretty good banking to it.
Absolutely.
So under caution with 21 laps to go in our main event, Chase Elliott goes to the lead, and the big knot behind him 3 wide off the corner. And we'll double them up for a restart in just a minute when we come back to Music City on a Saturday night.
Our passion for protecting vehicles started in 1934. And we've been pushing the limits of performance ever since. We innovate with the times and have the right filters to fit your needs. It's a trust we don't take lightly. Yeah, we've been around the block, but our journey is just beginning. Fram for the road ahead.
After my DVT blood clot, I was uncertain. Was another around the corner? Or could things take a different turn? I wanted to help protect myself. My doctor recommended Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to treat and help prevent another DVT or PE blood clot. Almost 98% of patients on Eliquis didn't experience another. And Eliquis has significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
What's around the corner could be worth waiting for. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
Back live, Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway under caution after an accident off turn number 2 involving Willie T. Ribs. AMR safety team is out cleaning up the debris from that, and Willie has taken his car behind the wall and may be done for his SRX effort. But huge tip of the cap to Willie T. He said this has been the most fun, the best racing season of his life because of the camaraderie, the interaction, and the challenging himself to something new that he's done at 66 years old.
You know, and he rocked up every weekend with a huge smile on his face, full of energy, full of enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. He was probably the most lively. I mean, Elio's always the most lively, but you take him out. Yeah. He was probably the most lively guy in the paddock there. And yeah, it's a shame to see him getting out of the car now for the last race of the season. Not obviously how he wanted his season to end.
All right, so while he gets the helmet off, we'll get ready for the restart. They're doubled up, heading toward turn number 3. It is Chase Elliott picking the outside lane, Tony Stewart taking the inside, Bobby Labonte and Bill Elliott in row number 2. And we're going to get the green flag with what will be 17 laps to go. Remember, the last 7 laps, though, must be run under green. Bobby Labonte for 3rd position. Ernie Francis Jr. in yellow to the outside of Labonte for 4th. And Bobby inside of Bill. That was close.
That was a little too close. He had to get down onto the apron a little bit there to stay out of the left rear of Bill Elliott, but still managed to keep the thing pointed straight. Ernie Francis working hard to get around him on the outside, but Bobby will clear him as Chase Elliott leads the field into turn 3 over Tony Stewart.
Yeah, a little mixing up going on back there with the open wheelers. Tony Kanaan, Paul Tracy, Elio Castroneves bouncing off each other a little bit. Everybody getting away okay.
A little love tap there from Elio Castroneves.
Getting away okay for now. Tony Stewart starting to look inside of Chase Elliott, see if he can find some running room.
little loose getting into the corner there. You saw the correction on Tony's hands, having to steer right as he was heading into turn 3. That made the heart rate go up by a beat or two. That's not the best feeling in a race car.
Whoa, back in line. Paul Tracy and Tony Kanaan just traded a little paint. But up front, Tony Stewart is stalking. I mean, Tracy went and got the little bump and run on TK, which will probably raise Tony's heart rate a bit, as Stewart looks inside of Chase Elliott.
So close to getting alongside Chase and giving him a proper run into one of these turns, but Chase's drive off the corner just a little too good right now. Obviously, he's done a great job at taking care of these tires. He's great at that in the Cup Series. He is showing that skill here today. I mean, Tony Stewart said it was going to be the smarter guys that did this. They were going to be there at the end, and both of these guys have done a great job taking care of their equipment, not just the tires, but the cars themselves. A little bit of bodywork damage on Tony Stewart's car, but Chase's car is pristine right now.
10 laps to go in the Camping World SRX Series for 2021. It is Chase Elliott in the white and blue Napa machine with the lead. Tony Stewart in orange. You're on board with him, trying to find a way around. Bill Elliott is in third in case those first two tangle.
Yeah, Bill not giving up, obviously, after getting high on that restart, losing a couple positions down to 5th. He's worked himself back up into a podium position as Tony's starting to look, makes Chase stay high. He's going to roll well through the center here. It's going to be a bit of a drag race off of 4. The onboard telemetry up on the top left of your screen there on Chase's car, carrying the brake a fair way through the corner, having to modulate that throttle a little bit, coming off of 4, back to full throttle there.
Paul Tracy muscles his way by Ernie Francis Jr. for 5th place. And the yellow flag is out. That is the SRX green flag lap limit. Drivers all knew it was coming, setting up for the sprint to the finish next in Nashville. At the caution flag, Tony Stewart pulling alongside Chase Elliott saying, hey, this is fun.
Nice job, champ. That's what he's doing. A lot of mutual respect here and a lot of guys having fun.
All right, let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
Alan, nobody's had more enthusiasm this inaugural SRX season than Willie T. Ribbs. Did this even exceed your expectations of fun?
It was an awesome experience, Matt, and I want to thank Jeff Hammond, Tony Fury, Todd Parrott, and Scott Hansen for everything they've done. It was fun riding. They worked real hard. I would have to DNF in the last race of the year because before that was a good race in Slinger, but they checked up pretty hard on me, and it was either running the back of them or spinning. I wasn't going to take them out of the race.
All right, thanks, Willie.
Willie T. He has been so much fun to be around and be a part of this inaugural Camping World SRX Series. Okay, we're down to it. The 777 for Marty Robbins, the 77 laps. Last 7 must be run under green. It's what these fans came to see. And the 1 to go signal now, 7 green flag laps remaining in our event.
No matter how many times it takes to pull it off. Unlimited attempts at the green, white checkered. Ray Evernham in the driver's meeting today said, hey, look, if we got to come in, fuel up, and put on new tires, we'll do it. But this race is going to finish under green. And for that rule, the entire field has to take the white flag, not just the leader.
Yes.
For it to count.
Johnny Benson is zipping away from this field in the pace car because he knows they're going to go and he doesn't want to get caught in it.
I wouldn't want to be close to those guys right now.
Chase Elliott in white, Tony Stewart in orange, then Bill Elliott in the purple and orange, and Bobby Labonte in teal. Those are your first 2 rows. 7 laps to go. Fans are all standing, and we're coming to the green at Nashville. Elliott is able to clear Stewart. Chase Elliott, that is. Bill Elliott, Bobby Labonte, still side by side for 3rd.
smoke all over his bumper, but Chase has been one of the most versatile drivers in the fact of being able to make both the high line and the low line work pretty well for him. He's kind of sitting sort of in the middle, not giving Tony preference on either one of those.
Marco Andretti has picked up 3 spots since the restart, although he and Paul Tracy are trading paint in turn 3.
Yeah, good little nudge from Paul there. Move Marco up the racetrack. Big slide coming off a 4 for old Slinger Andretti. Bumping into each other. This is, oh no, that's big contact. That is Marco Andretti around.
Caution flag is out.
Such a shame for Marco. That was a great restart, picking up 3 spots. And just that bump from Paul Tracy into turn 3 set that whole thing off, got him sideways coming off of 4, and then Paul just got in a little hot and tipped the left rear.
I wonder if Marco can even see where he is.
Yes, quite a bit of smoke.
Here it is.
So this is Marco going by Paul initially in 1 and 2. Nice clean run on the bottom there. That's one of those classic things where you got 2 guys used to running with spotters. Maybe there's a chance. Had it been a Cup experienced guy, he might have left him more room, but it's, yeah, it's tough to see that. He definitely wasn't fully alongside him yet.
Yep, that's the question and debate. And so caution flag brings the race to a slowdown with 5 laps to go.
I take it back. He was there enough to probably leave the room there, but it's a racing deal. It's, you know, we're down to 5 to go. Everybody's going for every spot, and Marco was on a roll.
And I suspect Marco's going to find a way to pay Paul a visit. Perhaps right here.
15 total incidents for Paul Tracy. That's a high count.
Yeah. And certainly may not be done for the night. We'll see. Marco's somehow behind.
I was just going to say, I'm not entirely sure how Marco's not in the back of the field right now, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not mad at it.
Oh, boy.
There he goes.
Have waved off the restart to reposition Marco to where he belongs, yes.
I mean,
hey, you can't blame a guy.
I mean, it's still, yeah, you know, you got to try.
You can't blame a guy. All right, so now they'll give the 1 to go again.
Take one more look at it here from on board with PT. See Marco's sideways coming up for. He gets into him the straightaway a little bit, and he's at his door. Marco decides to commit to the corner. Paul's there. Not much you can do.
All right, so PT will be in 5th position. Marco will be about 5 cars behind him. We'll see if it comes up again in these last 5 laps.
Only 5 to go, but Marco did have a heck of a restart last time around.
Yes, he did.
Tires probably not in quite as good a shape after that killer burnout he just did.
No. Up front, Chase Elliott, Tony Stewart, side by side. Bill Elliott, Bobby Labonte in the next row. Here they come to the green with, again, 5 laps to go. Great restart from Chase Elliott.
Both guys in the front row got a great start. A little more side by side with Bill Elliott and Bobby Labonte in the second row. Ross and Bill not giving it up. Chase Elliott controlling this thing from the front as Labonte tries to make that high line work.
What a great fight between 2 NASCAR Hall of Famers. Now here comes Paul Tracy to the inside of Bobby Labonte. That's for 4th place.
What a great run off a 2 on the outside. Little contact. Paul moved up, got into him, managed to keep it going. Now Ernie Francis Jr. right on the bumper of Paul Tracy. But it's all still Chase Elliott and Tony Stewart out front. They got about a 3 or 4 car length lead over Bill Elliott in 3rd.
3 laps to go. Now 2.5 down the backstretch for Chase Elliott. Tony Stewart looking to see if he can regroup, mount a final charge. Two to go.
Tony's close enough to make something happen if he needs to. It's going to be very interesting to see how this last lap plays out.
Here they come to the white flag in Nashville. 1 lap to go. Chase Elliott and Tony Stewart. Stewart slipped off 4. He's got to regroup to make another run in 1.
Chase won the last time he was here. He's shaping up nicely to do it again over the current series champion in the Camping World SRX Series, Tony Stewart.
Final quarters here at Nashville. Elliott hanging on over Stewart. Checker flag is out, and Chase Elliott will win tonight in Music City.
Big slide from Ernie Francis, trying to come off the last corner. Haley Deegan and Castro Neves side by side for 9th and 10th. But it's all about Chase Elliott today. And to get to share the podium with his dad, that is pretty cool. That's pretty special as we take a look at what he's seeing. All the drivers are going to stop by, give him a big congratulations.
He's waiting for his dad to pull up alongside is what Chase is waiting for.
And his dad doesn't want to because he's mad at himself for making that mistake on the restart.
Now, our series champion, Tony Stewart, and Chase Elliott, our race winner, being honored as they come down the front stretch before this sellout crowd. Now, Tony had a couple shots, but just not enough. And Chase Elliott holds on to beat him tonight in Nashville.
Well, you should have seen it, the fans just racing as far as they could get, trying to get a glimpse of Chase Elliott as you see him now on the side of his car, the champion of tonight's race. Matt Yoakum is standing there with Chase.
Chase Elliott talked a lot about checking boxes in the pre-race. You had 2 coming in to get here and to see how it's brought the fans out. But this was a big one. Your first SRX win and holding off the 3-time champ from the most recent champ.
Man, it was so much fun. Did y'all have fun tonight? There we go.
That's a big yes.
That's all that matters, really, at the end of the day. Just first off, thanks to each and every one of you for coming out and showing how much fun we can have here at the fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee. So thanks for coming. I had a ball. Got to race against 2 of my heroes. Got to race against Dad there throughout the race, and those are moments I'll cherish forever. So just super thankful to be here. Thanks to Ray, Tony. Appreciate Napa being on the car. Excited for Loudon tomorrow, and we'll try to go get another one.
You never know what the future holds. So many great memories tonight here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. But what was it like door to door with your dad? So many laps tonight.
Just amazing. I don't know what lit a fire under him tonight, but he was as aggressive as I've seen him in years. So it was amazing and a lot of fun. I thought it was going to be between he and I think he just got a little high into 1 and missed that restart. But other than that, it was so much fun. Obviously, a special number 2. My late cousin Casey Elliott ran the 94 for years and years, and always special to run that number, and glad we could get it in victory lane here at Nashville.
And the late Casey Elliott ran here in 1993, in 94 in the late model cars. He would have been a future champion. Lindsay.
And you see those fans there. Go Chase. The fans just so excited to see him get this victory tonight. Brad Doherty, who do you have there?
I'm standing here with Tony Smoke Stewart, the 2021 SRX champion. Man, this has been an incredible 6 weeks. I asked you for your thoughts earlier. Now that it's over, what are your thoughts?
I mean, how could you ask for more than to finish in between 2 Elliots? I mean, that's pretty badass in itself, and really appreciate NASCAR letting Chase and Hendrick Motorsports letting Chase come run with us. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to Bill, and it's good to be a good warm-up for these guys. And Chase has got a little bit of a warm-up going into tomorrow now, so those guys might have their hands full with him. But, man, it's just a huge honor to race with Chase again and win this championship's awesome. I really appreciate Marcus Lemonis and everyone at Camping World for stepping up and helping us when we needed to get this thing off the ground, and all of our partners that have stepped on board. On all these cars, there's different sponsors, so a lot of people made this happen, and but most of all, I'm really proud of this unit right back here from Cold Hard Art in Indiana that made that thing. It's like I said, to be the last guy to win an IROC championship and the first one to win an SRX championship means a lot.
Lindsay, Tony Stewart's had a heck of a 6 weeks, and he stands here a champion.
Yes, he has. There's just nothing that he can't drive. Isn't that the truth? All right, let's take a look now at the podium for tonight. You've got Chase Elliott as we look at these results. Chase Elliott's getting the win. Tony Stewart there, just hearing from him. We're going to go to Matt Yoakum. Matt Yoakum is standing by with Chase Elliott's father, Bill.
Well, it seems like old times. His old car owner when he won the Brickyard 400. Ray Evernham talking to Bill Elliott, chilling on the door after an exciting night. What was it like having this moment in racing with Chase?
Well, I messed it up right down there. I just didn't get all the stuff off my tires.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
old man.
man. Appreciate you.
Awesome job.
But I just rolled up the hill, and then I was in it, then I got in it, and then I was fighting. I was trying to get back to Tony, but then I lost my drive up off, and I was really having a hard time to control my wheel spin up off the corner. But man, I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun. I mean, Chase does it. I knew the way the tires were on these cars and the way Chase manages his stuff, he was going to be hard to beat. And I know he didn't have the best car, but he knows how to get it to the end.
And that's a proud dad talking there. You can hear it in his voice. Let's go to the podium. And Lindsay.
Yeah, it's so cool also when you think about those images we saw when Chase won the Cup Championship and the two of them celebrating together, and to see them racing tonight. Here's a look at that podium. Chase, Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott there. Alan and Hinch, you guys, this has been such a ride through these 6 races of the Camping World SRX Series. I am so intrigued to get your thoughts, your final thoughts as we wrap up this season, to see what you guys thought about what we endured through these past 6.
Lindsay, first overwhelming thought is the fun we've had. Seeing all these great champion drivers on all these different types of racetracks, spotlighting short track racing in America, and having a barrel of laughs along the way.
It really has been exciting and entertaining from start to finish, and I think everybody involved in the program, Ray Evernham and the entire crew that has put this show on. This was not an easy task, 6 weeks on the road, but the result was just incredible.
Yeah, and all the drivers will tell you, to a person, they had a blast doing this, big smiles on their faces, and just really enjoyed the experience. As far as looking at what these drivers accomplished tonight, these were difficult race cars to drive on this racetrack in difficult conditions, but 65-year-old Bill Elliott and so on, they did a great job.
They really did. I mean, we talked about tire management, we talked about the heat and how it was going to wear these guys out, but everybody held it together. And for Bill Elliott, like you said, to lead as many laps as he did, and now to share the podium with his son, that has just got to be one of the coolest feelings you could possibly have.
What a night, and what a way to finish our 6 weeks of racing, Lindsay. It has been an absolute blast.
Yes, it has, and we just saw an image there of Haley Deegan. You guys made incredible points, but also drivers able to pull feedback and insight moving forward, like Haley Deegan talked about, that was so important today. So we want to say thank you. As the curtain draws on this season of SRX Racing, we want to say thank you so much for sharing your Saturday nights with us. For Alan Bestwick, James Hinchcliffe, Brad Doherty, Matt Yoakum, for our producer, Pam Miller, director Jim Cornell, Ray Evernham, Tony Stewart, George Pine, Sandy Montag, and the Montag Group. The tireless workers that worked on these race cars for months, even before we started, to get this up and running, as well as our amazing production crew at CBS. We say thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did being able to broadcast this event. So long from Nashville.
2 years in the making, the superstar racing experience is green. What a dream come true. Doug Coby wins at Stafford.
We are trading asphalt for dirt.
Spots to get boogity on him.
Feature win to Tony Stewart.
I thought if Michael Walter beats me, I'm going to have to go to therapy or something.
That was so much fun.
Trouble contact, Kanan is around.
He's taking me out, he's gonna get it.
Contact, Bobby Labonte, Paul Tracy. Labonte's around.
What are they doing out there? Oh my God!
I didn't do it on purpose, and then he ran into me and spun me out over there.
An SRX Series checkered flag for Ernie Francis Jr. We are racing at Slinger Speedway. Marco Andretti with Luke Fenhaus.
He wins this thing, we'll never hear the end of it.
Marco Andretti wins at Slinger.